All right, let's take it down. Elevate the heart. Support the head. It's a hamstring hip class. So if it's available to you this morning, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees go wide. If it's a little too early and you need some support, take your blocks and put them underneath the thighs. So there's nothing to hold up here, just a nice opening. Close down the eyes. Hands can be out to the side with the palms up to receive whatever you need to receive. Or if you need to center a little more today, hands to the belly and the heart. And let the palms just rest there and feel the breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the chest, the heart, the ribs, and the belly. And let it go nice and slow from the belly to the ribs, to the chest and the heart. One more deep breath. And just, again, we always say it, scan the body, see what's coming to the mat today. Every day is different. So in the mental body, what's on your mind? What can you set aside for the next 30 minutes to just let it rest over there? Or in the heart space, what's in the heart space this morning, that emotional body? Be it joy, anguish, it doesn't matter. Set it aside. And then feel into the physical body. Mine is just waking up, so I'm a little croaky in the throat. Feel into the physical body. And as you take that breath and as you let the breath go slowly, let the body, the physical body, melt to the mat. Nothing to hold up here. This is our little sanctuary space, our little garden, our little magic carpet ride. A couple more deep breaths. And we know as we work into the hips, it is a place, we're told, that holds a lot of emotional, I'm not going to say trauma, emotions. So as we work through the hips this morning, just govern yourself, and work slow, and notice what you notice and notice what you feel. So a couple deep breaths in and out. And maybe here you set an intention for this practice or this day. Doesn't have to be a big intention, maybe one word. Something you want to invite in right now that will not only serve you today, but it will serve everyone you come into contact with. One word. One more full round of breath. And we'll bring the hands outside the thighs and gently, gently bring the knees together. If you've got anything under the head or underneath your shoulders, roll to the side, come back onto the back body, take that full body stretch, feel into the entire front line and the back line of the body. And exhaling, draw the knees into the chest. And as you draw them in, again, I always love, let the tailbone ride up with you. We always talk about keeping the spine long and the tailbone but let it right up and just feel into the low back. And then settle the hips back down and just rock side to side. Maybe here, make circles just to wake up the hips so the knees go wide, down and around. Just working into the hip joint and reverse. We'll be working into our gate pose this morning. So if it's better for you when we roll over to the side to face the long end of your mat, I invite you to do so. Take another round of circles. And then hug the knees back in one more time. Big hug for yourself. And then roll to one side. Make your way to all fours. Just for a couple cat and cows, just to bring some fluidity to the spine. So the fingers are wide. These shoulders are stacked. The hips are stacked. Elevate the heart as you drop the belly for your inhale. And on the exhale, round. So just taking a couple. Front body, I feel the ab work from yesterday. Round through the spine. And then make your way back to a neutral table. Again, I'm facing the long end of my mat. Extend the right leg out to the side so that hip joint and knee and ankle in one line, toes pointing forward, right? Okay. Spine is nice and long. Maybe you walk the fingertips out just a little bit so that you can draw the belly in. And we're going to begin that circle now. So the right knee comes forward towards the back of the mat and around. So just flossing through the right hip. Easy does it, it's early. And as you do that, maybe you feel the inner thigh wake up, reverse that motion. Maybe as you round here, you feel even the wrist stretch, belly's in. And then slow that down and come back, straight leg, toes forward. On your inhale, draw the belly in and shift the hips back towards that left heel. Slowly hover and then bring it back. So slow movement with breath, just sending the hips back and bringing them back up. So we're not resting on that heel. We're not even close to that heel. We're just going back and beginning to open up here through the inner right leg. Full breath in. Back is straight and the neck is right in line with that spine. One more breath as you bring it up. And then as you exhale, take it back. And this time we're going to hold back. So drop down to your forearms. Keep the spine nice and long. Set the hips back. And here, notice where you feel some engagement. Inner thigh. Maybe the outside of that right ankle. Maybe the quad on the left side. Just notice what's happening in your body this morning. And we're here for 5 breaths. So make them long and deep, full and fluid. One more big breath in. And on your next inhale, roll back onto the palms. Take that right leg behind you. even with the hip. Press the heel away, get nice and long in the torso. And we're just going to do some push-ups here. So we're going to keep those elbows in as we raise the leg and lower the nose. So with breath, hug the elbows in, come down as far as you can, but lift the leg high and then press back up. All right, let's take 4 more, nice and slow. Drop the nose down, the torso down, lift the leg. Last one. Right knee comes to meet the left. Come back to that table. Take a cat and a cow. And we'll switch it over to the left side. So as you come back to that neutral table, again, scooping that belly in, extend the left leg out to the side. So just kind of look down just to see the hip and the knee and the heel in alignment. Press through your hands and just begin to circle through the left knee. So taking that femur bone through the hip joints, nice and fluid, nice and slow. And then reverse. And then come back to that neutral position. And as you draw the belly in, set the hips back towards that right heel, hover, and then inhale, come back up. Send the hips back, straight spine, and come up. So inner thigh on the left side, just notice the wrists, the pressure in the wrist, just notice the straight spine, the even breath. One more time, flow it back and bring it up. And now we're going to hold. So send the hips back to hover above the right heel. Come down onto the forearms. So rest the arms, rest the wrist. You might even want to twirl the wrist, depending on how they feel this morning. Set the hips back. Settle here. Settle with breath. Big opening to the inner thigh. On the right side, that outer hip, the quad. Even a stretch through the ankle on the right side. So lots of things going on. Just notice what you notice and breathe. Three more full rounds of breath. One more inhale. And as you exhale, come back onto the palms. Swing that left leg around behind you. So it's even with the hip. Draw the belly in. We're going to take it down again. So roll those elbows in. Nose comes down. Foot comes up towards the ceiling. And then press your way back. Take 4 more. Slow. Lift that foot. Press down through the palms. And engage your core. Nice job. One more. And then as you press up, left knee comes down. Take a cat and a cow. from here, walk the hands forward, a couple handprints, shift the hips forward. So come down onto your hips, just like a modified up dog here, and then lower down slowly. And as you come down, rest the head or the forehead, send the arms out to a T. Take that right knee off to the side now, half frog pose. So the knee is in line with the hip, the ankle is in line with the knee, flex through the foot. You can stack the palms to rest the head and just begin to press into that right knee to lower the pelvis and breathe. Keep the foot flexed here. And then extend the arms out to the side. Maybe the forehead comes to the mat. Take that right hand right by the right shoulder and press yourself over. Keep the knee still out there. Press your way over. Just halfway to open up through the chest. And then come back down. And we're going to switch sides. So the right knee comes in, the left knee goes out. Same thing. Knee in line with hip, ankle in line with knee. The foot is flexed, rest the head. So here with your breath, even though this feels like a very passive stretch, it's not. Let the hips sink, open up through the pelvis. We're just going to take that little stretch into the upper body. So plant the left hand and just kind of roll over onto the side. And then come back down. And left knee meets the right. So just wiggle out the hips. We're going to go into full frog here. So again, you can take tadpole. Tadpole is the toes together, knees wide. But if you can take full frog, 90-degree angle at the knee, hip, and ankle. So as you're ready, press your way up. So tadpole, toes together, just like a wide knee child's pose. But full frog, we send the shins back. We flex through both feet, kind of gaze back to make sure the ankle and the knees are in one line. Stretch out through the groin. And then, just like what we were doing at the beginning, we shift the weight back and we bring it forward. So I'm on my forearms, just gently sending the hips back and bring them back. Belly's in. Shift back and forward. This is a big opening. So when you're ready, and only if you're ready, do you send the hips back and you hold. In whatever position you're holding, you breathe. You soften where you can soften. You wait again for that invitation to either go deeper or to come out. This is where that fight or flight comes in. You know, this is a very difficult pose to hold, and you go, I'm not doing this anymore. But if you breathe, just stay with it. 5 more breaths. One more full inhale. And on the exhale, we'll come back onto the palms first to press the torso up. Then slide the toes together, big toe mounds touch. Send the hips back now. We're going to go into that child's pose. So let the body sink in between the thighs, hips back, rest the head. If you're here for the 20-minute practice, turn off your device and spend some time here. Otherwise, we're here for 5 breaths. Big inhales. Exhales, sink down. Opening up through the outer hips here in this child's pose. 4 more breaths. One more full inhale. Slow exhale. Then come back onto your palms. Press your body up. Bring your knees together. Tuck your toes. And lift your hips. Downward facing dog. So your first dog here. Just keep the knees bent. Pedal it out. Wake up the hamstrings. Again, the belly's in. Notice your head. Are you holding up your head? Can you use that cue to look at your navel and let the head drop? And even shake it out. Couple breaths. Press through those palms. Take that chest closer to the thighs. And then just wiggle. So, send the hips side to side. Find some space. Find some room. Come up high on your tippy toes and float the body forward, finding that plank pose. And then shift it back to your dog pose. So maybe this time, heels go closer to the mat. Come up high on the tippy toes, float it forward, find a plank. Use your breath. Press through the palms, send it back. Maybe the heels lower, you feel the calves, you feel the back of the hamstrings. Float one more time. Find your plank. And then send it back. Downward facing dog. Wiggle it out one more time. And then come up high on the toes and bend the knees and look towards your thumbs and little steps to the top of the mat where the feet meet the hands. Hang in a forward fold. So here in your fold, just let the arms dangle. Maybe you sway. Feel into the back body. Maybe you keep the knees bent and support the belly on the thighs. Notice your head. Are you trying to hold up your head? Let it go. Nice. And then find some stillness. Let the body dangle down. And then press into your feet and bend the knees and roll your way to stand. Top of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Good. Draw the hands to prayer. Close down the eyes and feel into your foundation here. Pick up all the toes, spread them wide, set them down one at a time. Shift the weight subtly, front to back. Side to side, inner arch to the blade edge. Maybe circling through front to back, side to side. And when you find your true center, that equal distribution of weight, pause. Take a full breath in. 5 half sun salutations. So as you're ready, maybe keep the eyes closed, keep it inward. Inhale, reach the arms out, up, overhead. Hands find prayer. Take the prayer through heart center as you forward fold. Big inhale, we half lift, the belly comes in, the shoulder tips back, and then let the air go as you forward fold. And then press into your feet and bend your knees. Rise up, reach out, reach up. Maybe that standing back bend's there for you today. And then flow right back down. Hands through, heart center, forward fold. Halfway lift. Let it go. Press into the feet, bend the knees, rise up, reach up. Take that back bend. And then 3 more on your own with breath. Taking your own time. We'll meet in that prayer Tadasana, top of the mat. One full round of breath here. And then inhale, reach the arms out and overhead. And this time we'll swan dive forward. So arms out to the side, straight spine, forward fold. Let the fingertips find the mat first. Then half lift. Then fold. Planting the fingertips, block or the mat. Send the right foot back and drop the knee. So coming into this low lunge here, press into your block or your fingertips to lift the chest. Sink the hips down. Nice stretch through the hip flexor here. Then one at a time, maybe you bring your hands to the thigh, press the thigh away, send those hips now, level them out, and then come back down for that nice hip stretch. Maybe if it's there for you, you lift the arms, Anjaneyasana. Take a full breath wherever you are. If your arms are up, circle them down to find your mat. Straighten that front leg for your half splits. So keep the foot flat initially, just to get that stretch in the whole front line. Send the heart forward, heart to toes. Walk it forward, come back to your low lunge, and then send it back. So let's just coax here, back and forth. Opening up the hamstring as you find that half splits. Opening up the front of the hip flexor as we come back to the lunge. So just work it, your breath, your body, back and forth. The next time the hips are back, hold them back. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders, lift the front toes, press into that front heel. Again, draw the belly in and heart comes to toes, come forward and hold the stretch. 2 breaths here. Walking the hands forward now, planting the front toes. Again, low lunge. Finding that quad stretch. So your choice, you can just lift the back heel. You can flow, tapping and lifting. You can bring the heel up and just hold there once you feel that quad engage. Or if you feel more open, you take the left arm around to reach for the ankle and draw the foot in. Wherever you are, lift the chest, draw in the belly, find your breath. If you have the ankle, gently release the ankle. If the heel is up, bring the ball of the foot back down to the mat. Frame the front foot with your hands, lift the back knee, and gently step it forward to a fold and to a half lift and to a fold. And then rise all the way back up, arms reach out, arms reach up. Maybe that's standing back bend. And then swan dive, arms out to the side, forward fold, straight spine. Let the fingertips find the mat first as you fold. Find your half lift and fold again. Hands to block of the mat. So the left leg steps back, drop the knee, untuck the toes. So here again, draw the belly in, lift the heart space. Find that stretch into the left hip flexor. Full breath. And then we'll flow this. So straightening through the front leg, walk the hands back under the shoulders, keep the foot flat, and then come forward. Each movement, a full breath. Again, waking up now, the right hamstring, the right calf, working through the front of that right ankle. Take one more, and then we'll work our way into half splits. So again, hips come back. Allow the toes now to come up, the heel to press down and away, the heart to lift up. So you could almost lift it to the toes, and then settle here with breath. Two more deep breaths in, and slow breath out. Core engaged, back is long. Walk it forward, settle the foot back down, shift forward into your lunge. Pause here first. Then again, your choice, we're going for the quad stretch. So tuck the back toes, lift the back heel. Maybe you tap the ball of the foot and the heel towards the glute. Maybe you find stillness and you just hold a stagnant pose here. Heel up. Or maybe you reach around and you deepen it by drawing the hand to the ankle and draw it in. Wherever you are, again, lift the chest. Full deep breath here. Belly's in, spine is long. Deep breath. One more inhale and exhale. You're holding the foot, release the foot, bring the ball of the foot back down to the mat. Pause here. Then pick up the back knee, step it forward, forward fold. Half lift and fold. And then bring yourself all the way back up to standing. Reach the arms out, reach the arms up, and then bring the hands to prayer. So we're going to do modification of warrior 3. So you might want blocks at the front of your mat. If you don't have them, take a moment, bring them to the front. Come back to your standing Tadasana, hands to prayer. Again, engage the feet, engage the legs, the glutes, the belly, but soften the shoulders and the heart and the face. Take a full deep breath in and let it go. Inhale now, reach the arms out and up. Your choice, swan dive or hands through heart center. Take your fold and your half lift. And then fold again deeper. Hands to blocks or your mat as you're ready. Draw the belly in and lift the right leg behind you. So you can point the toe, you can flex through the heel, the belly's in. Not too much pressure on your blocks or hands, and a slight bend into the standing leg. So pausing here, and maybe you lift one hand, send the arm behind you, maybe both, maybe not, doesn't matter. Slight bend in the standing leg, reach the right leg long behind you and tuck in the belly. And then from this position, tap the ball of the foot down and lift back and tap down and lift back. 5 more, tap down, lift long. That's 4. Last one, hold here, draw the belly in, slight bend in the standing leg. Now press the heel away. And where do you feel this? In the standing leg, right? Take a full breath. Let it go. Bend that knee, bring the right foot to meet the left. Fold forward. Half lift, belly's in, shoulders back, and fold deeper. On your inhale, press into your blocks or your mat. Left leg goes long behind you. You can point or you can flex. Pausing here. Again, the standing leg, slight bend, the knee, the toes forward. Pause here. Check in on your balance. One hand, both hands, or no hands. See where you are. Take a full breath. And then again, keep that bend, a little buoyancy in the right leg. Bring the ball of the left foot down. Tap, squeeze your glutes, bring it back. Slowly lower, squeeze the glutes to bring it back up. Take 4 more. Squeeze the glutes here. Last one, let's hold it up. Squeeze through the belly, the core, the thighs, feel into the back of the right leg. And then bend that left knee, bring the left foot to meet the right, hang in a forward fold. Let it go. Half lift and fold. And we can't have a hip class without a malasana, right? Squat. So come back to that half lift, spine is straight, heel toe the feet. So maybe the width of your mat, let the toes kind of flare out, the heels in, draw the belly in, and as you're ready, like you're going to sit onto a stool behind you, drop the seat down, any amount, and then straighten the legs and fold. So we're going to take 4. Lower down, straight spine, and press back up. 3 more. Last one. Now we're going to hold. So wherever you are, even if you're up here, even if your forearms are resting on top of your thighs, bring your hands to prayer at the heart. If you can lower, lower. Maybe bringing the elbows inside the knees. Again, not a stagnant, maybe shift side to side, a little bit of weight. And then pause at center. Whatever your center is, drop the pelvis, lift the chest. Press through the elbows to widen the knees, and 5 rounds of breath. Full inhales and exhales. And inhales and exhales. 3 more full breaths. The last one here. Big breath in. And on the exhale, bring the hands down to help to support you lowering your seat to the mat. Stretch the legs out in front of you and just give them a shake. Maybe bring the fingertips to the hip crease and press in, and just a gentle massage there. And then you've got your blocks, just put them aside and plant the feet and lower yourself down nice and slow onto the back. Draw the knees in with you. Squeeze in. Maybe rock side to side. We'll take that squat position on our back, happy baby pose. So knees go wide, reach in and grab for your big toe or the blade edge of your foot or your ankles. Lift the soles of the feet up. Draw the knees down beside the body. Take a moment, pick up the head and just tuck the chin in a bit. You can rock here. If you feel like you need another stretch through the legs, you can extend one leg and let it just drop open. Just by gravity, you're not forcing anything. Or maybe the other, stretch it out, let it fall. Maybe both, big wide angle. Heels lead the way as the legs are on a diagonal. Let them fall. Take one more deep breath. And then bring the legs together over the body. Look up at your big toes, maybe right over your face. See if you can, again, send the heels up towards the ceiling, any amount, straighten the legs. Draw the legs in towards the ribs, thighs to belly. Big stretch here. And then bring the big toe mounds together overhead, like a floating cobbler pose. Begin to lower slowly the heels towards the body. Then release the feet. Let the feet float down to the mat, resting on the blade edge. Coming back right where we started. Supine Baddha Konasana, cobbler pose. So as you arrive here, first just rock side to side, like one knee down, one knee up, just along that low back. And then find some stillness. So if you need support again under the thighs, reach for those blocks or your pillows, hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Close down the eyes. Feel into your breath. Feel the expansion. Feel the softness. And then coming back to that one word intention that maybe you said at the beginning of practice, bring it to your mind's eye. And change the breath now. So your inhales will be maybe to the count of 3, but the exhales twice as long, count of 6. So let all the air out. And then as you're ready, take the breath in for a count of 3. Let it go for a count of 6. In for 3. Let it go for 6. On your own. Each exhale bringing a calming sense to the physical, the mental, the emotional body. In for 3. Out for 6. We'll close here. So if you would like a traditional Shavasana to bring the knees together and let the legs go long, turn your device off and enjoy just a few moments with yourself. I'll look for you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.